Hi guys, welcome to my little classroom that I made out of my dining room. So I'm kind of excited today because I get to teach a lesson I haven't taught in such a long time. It feels like a long time to me. So I am excited to be teaching. I'm a little bit nervous to be doing something new because I've never had to teach a class by recording myself and you guys getting the lesson through the computer. So this is totally new for me, as I know that it's probably new for a lot of you guys too. So I wanted to remind you before I get started, this is a new skill. This is a new strategy that I'm going to be teaching you about elapsed time. And I want you to know that just like with every other new skill I teach you, you're going to give yourself some time to get used to it, right? So I know that listening to me through the computer is totally different. And I also know that you probably have a lot going on in your houses. You might have brothers and sisters around. You might have another device right next to you. You might have somebody calling your name. All of that stuff is just things that we're not used to in the classroom, right? So the good thing about the video is that you can stop me as many times as you need to. You can fast forward me if you want to do that. You can rewind if you need to. So that's the really cool thing about the video. If you're not getting something or you missed something or you zoned out a little bit, you can go back and see it as many times as you want. So that's pretty cool. Um, Hopefully you won't have to go back as many times as I have tried to record this. So hopefully you'll be better at that than I am. But it's okay because we're all learning something new, just like I tell you in the classroom. So today, what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about elapsed time. And I'm going to be teaching you a strategy. And it might be a strategy that mom and dad know. It might be a strategy that mom and dad don't know. So if they're not able to help you with this strategy, it's okay. Or if they want to teach you a new one, that is absolutely fine. But I do want everyone to at least give this a try because we're going to be working with it all week long. Now, elapsed time really isn't new to us because it's something that we've actually talked about every single day in class, but we've done it during reading time. If you remember, I would tell you what time you started reading, I would tell you what time you were done reading that day, and then together as a class, we would calculate how long we read that day. And we were always trying to reach that goal of 30 minutes. Sometimes we made it, sometimes we didn't, but the elapsed time was how much time we had sat and read that day from the beginning of reading until the time where I told you it was time to close your books. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. So by the end of the week, we're going to be doing some elapsed time word problems, but today we're just going to start with the start time and an end time. But I'm going to put it in a word problem format because you know how much I love word problems. So we're going to start off with two times. My start time. Now, my start time is going to be the time where I sat down yesterday and actually pulled out my book and started reading. Okay. And I started reading at 3:15. Okay. My end time, the time when Carter came and asked me for his 15th snack of the day, was at 4:15. Now, guys, this didn't really happen because I haven't had any read time at all, but we're hoping that it's coming soon, okay? So my start time was at 3:15 and my end time was at 4:15. So right now, some of you are probably thinking, I already know how long that is, but we're just gonna practice very quickly using our new strategy. So if I take a look over at my key, okay, my mountain, I call it a mountain, is worth 1 hour, which is my largest amount of time that I can jump on my timeline that I'm going to introduce to you in a minute. My next amount of time is 5 or 10 minutes, and I call those my hills. My last amount of time that I can use to get to my end time is going to be my 1 minute mark, and I call that my pebble. So down below, you see something that you are not unfamiliar with, and that is an open number line. We use number lines for everything. We use number lines for adding, we use for subtracting, multiplication, division. We use it for a lot, okay? And today we're going to be using it when we're trying to calculate our elapsed time, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put my start time all the way to the left of my timeline. I'm going to call it a timeline instead of a number line. And that is at 3:15, okay? And I know that as I move to the right of a number line, I know that my numbers are going to increase. Well, with my timeline, it's the same thing. As I move to the right of my timeline, my time is going to increase. So if I'm looking at my possible jumps that I can make, I want to try to get to 4:15 as quickly as I can without going over my end time. Okay, remember, 4:15 was when I stopped. That's when Carter came in and wanted a new snack. So if I'm going to make a jump, I could make a jump of a minute. I really could. Okay, it's going to take me a long time because that would mean I am jumping on my timeline 1 minute. I'm going to get there, but it's just going to take me a really long time. I could also do 5 or 10 minutes. I really could. But again, it's not the most efficient block of time to use. What if I were to jump 1 hour? Okay, let's stop and think what that would mean. That would mean that my hour is going up by 1 hour. My minute hand is getting to that next hour by moving all the way around my clock. And guys, I apologize for not having my clocks. I don't have my clocks. I'm going to see if I can go get my clocks if Mr. Skeleton will let me. But that would mean that my minute hand has moved all the way around my clock, and that would be 60 minutes until it got all the way back to my 15-minute mark. But my hour has gone up by 1, which would mean I would be making a jump of 1 hour, and that's putting me right at 4:15, which I said was my end time, okay? So remember, I was able to make that hour jump because my end time was 4:15. My clock went all the way around, my minute hand went all the way around my clock, 60 minutes, so that my minute hand was back on my 15-minute mark, but my hour was my next hour. All right, I'm going to change this a little bit, and I'm going to make it a little bit harder, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and say, what if my end time for reading was 4:45? Oh my goodness. Okay, I still have that hour, right? But look what I did. I changed my minutes. So I'm not stopping at 4:15 anymore. I cannot make another mountain jump because if I go another hour, remember what's going to happen to that hour hand. Because my minute hand has gone all the way around my clock and back to my 15-minute mark, that brings my hour to the next hour, and guess what? That would be too far past my end time. So now let's go to our little hills, okay? I can do 5 minutes or I can do 10 minutes. Now I know what you're thinking. Some of you might say, do I have to do 5 minutes? Do I have to do 10 minutes? Can I do 30 minutes? Can I do 20 minutes? Can I do 45 minutes? Now you can do jumps of different intervals, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, but because we're just starting with this skill, I want you to go ahead and stick to 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Because sometimes when we make our bigger jumps with our minutes, sometimes we might make some careless mistakes. And since we're just learning this strategy, I want you to go ahead and stick to 5 or 10 minutes. So if I'm jumping for my hills, I'm going to go ahead and pick 10 minutes because remember, I'm trying to get to my end time as quickly as I possibly can. So if I make my one jump of 10 minutes, that would mean my hour is staying the same. So it's still 4, but now I'm going to look at my 15 minutes. My 15 minutes is going to go up by 110. Well, I already have 110 in the tens place, which means I'm going to add another 10 to my tens place. My minute is going to stay the same, okay? Did I get to 4:45? Not yet. I'm going to make another jump of 10. Again, my 4 hours staying the same. My tens place is going up by 110. So I'm going to go ahead and change that to 4:35. I'm close, but not quite there yet. I'm going to make another jump of 10. Well, if my tens place is going up by 110, that would put me directly at 4:45. Okay, but I'm not done yet because remember, my original question was, how much time did I get to sit and read that day? So now I've got to go back and look at my mountains and look at my hills, and I'm going to go ahead and add all of that time up to see how much time has gone by between my start time and my end time. Again, that's called my elapsed time. So I have 1 hour and 10, 20, 30 minutes. 1 hour and 30 minutes. That is how long I got to sit down and read yesterday. Not really though. Okay, let's try another one very quickly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you all up with your jumps. And then on a piece of paper, I want you to decide how much elapsed time has gone by. So it's going to seem like my recording cut off, but really what I'm doing is I'm giving you that time to go back and check and see how much time has gone by. So let's say that I was able to go out and exercise yesterday, and I actually started exercising at 10:05, okay? And I stopped exercising at 12:50. Again, some of you are looking at those hours already saying, ooh, I want to make one jump of 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours. We're going to start with just 1 hour, just like we're sticking to our 5 and 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make my line. And again, I'm going to go ahead and put my 10:05 at the start of my timeline. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to figure out what jump. Am I going to make a mountain jump? Am I going to make a hill jump? Or am I going to make a pebble jump? Well, remember, we're always trying to pick our largest amount of time. Can I make an hour jump? I think I can, because if my hour goes up by 1 hour, that's going to put me at 11, and my minutes are going to stay the same because it went all the way around back to the minute that it started with. So I'm going to go ahead and make my jump of 1 hour, which is going to put me at 11:05. Okay, can I make another jump of an hour? I think I can, because again, my hour will go up by 1, and it's going to go all the way, my minute hand's going to go all the way back around to my 05. That would put me at 12:05. Okay, I cannot make another jump of an hour, because if I do, I'm going past my end time of when I was exercising, and that's not what I did, right? So I'm going to go down to my minutes. Again, starting with my largest possible. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my 10 minutes, which is going to put me at 12:15, right? Sorry, guys. Okay, and then I'm going to make another jump of 10, which is going to put me at 12:25. Then I'm going to make another jump of 10, which is going to put me at 12:35. Okay, then I'm going to make another jump of 10, and I'm going to bring it down here, okay, which is going to put me at 12:45. Now, guys, if I make another jump of 10, I'm going to go past my time. So I'm going to make one more jump of 5 minutes, and that's going to put me at 12:50. Okay, guys, I want you to go ahead and calculate what would be the elapsed time. All right, bye, guys. Give it a try.